all the way from midnight Yale practice to play in Colorado. We've got Texas A&M covered like a blanket today with Billy Lucci, David Nuno from Tex Ags. And listen, you don't have to be a Texas A&M fan. We're talking a little bit of everything, but if you are, we are getting down and in depth, and you're going to love it. I'm going to get to my monologue in a second talking about the quarterback position, but as usual, college football's almost here, which means betting's almost here, and not just for college football, NFL, Major League Baseball's going on right now, NBA Finals going on right now. You need to go to betonline.ag. If you go there now and you sign up, whether it's desktop or mobile, you get a 50% sign-up bonus. That's right. It's a butter festival over at betonline.ag. That's a 50% sign-up bonus. Parlays, teasers, pleasers, however you get down, game props, whatever. I took Giannis over 50.5 at home the other night, which is like stealing. I should just put the rent on it. I almost felt too good about it going into it, but it's interesting as heck to follow. But go to betonline.ag, sign up now, tell them that Jboy sent you, get that 50% sign up bonus. Now, my monologue today. I talked a lot about Max Johnson and the Miles Brennan quarterback battle. I made my decision. I think it's Max Johnson. I think it should be Max Johnson. And if you stay in the West, and you go a little bit to the West, you find another quarterback battle with a lot of similarities if you really look at it. Outside of experience, the amount of experience that Miles Brennan and Max Johnson have on the field, and that's the quarterback battle at A&M. The biggest question at A&M going into this year. We know defensively they got studs. Leal, O'Neal, Cooper, Jalen Jones, Damani, all those guys. Offensive line, we know they're going to be good. They lost some guys, but they returned some daggum good players. They're going to be a lot better at wide receiver just because they won't have as many injuries. They returned Cup at tight end, Watermeyer, Blake Smith. We're going to get into all that with Billy Lucci and David Nuno, but the quarterback position is so critical. And when I look at the choice that Jimbo has, on one side you have Haynes King, a dual threat guy, one of the fastest guys on the team, has a good arm, is a good enough thrower, at least has shown the ability to be a good enough thrower to keep you honest at this point. You mix that with the running ability, and it creates a big problem for defense. Then on the other hand, you have Zach Calzada, more of a pro-style guy with a big arm, a guy that Jimbo's probably more used to coaching from that style of quarterback than Haynes King, but does that make him more dangerous? And looking at it, looking at the tape a little bit, following the bouncing balls, I think Haynes King is going to be the guy. They're going to fight it out in fall camp. But a lot of this is about Jimbo, and I talked to Billy and David about this, being able to prepare and having two different, not total offensive systems, but basically having the full kitchen open with Haynes King and his running ability as opposed to Zach Calzada. And again, I'm not saying that Calzada is a bad player or he wouldn't have success or A&M wouldn't have success, but it is a totally different animal when you're approaching an offense that has a quarterback that can run. It changes the way you cover. It changes the way you blitz. It changes the way you pass rush. And what do I mean by that? Well, for example, you can't just sit here and stay in man with a guy that can run if he's killing you on the outside because your DB's backs are turned. But you also don't want to play zone every time because then the offense is going to be able to dictate what they do because they know what you're doing. On the other hand, if you blitz a lot and you blitz a guy that can run a lot and you miss, there is not a lot of help behind him. So if he clears that first level, wiggles through that second level, it can be a touchdown. Not a 20-yard touchdown run, a 70-yard touchdown run. But the most deadly thing that a quarterback that can run, in my opinion, brings to an offense, and what scares the defense the most, is play extension. What made Johnny Manziel great? What made Cam Newton great? Even like guys like Joe Burrow, and there's different ways to do it. There's guys that can shuffle around in the pocket. You look at Mac Jones, extending the play from the pocket. Then you have guys like Nick Marshall, like Johnny Vance, like Bryce Young at Alabama. That's the scariest part about Bryce Young and Max Johnson is that the play can break down, but they can make a guy miss out of the pocket, move horizontally, keep their eyes downfield, and it is so hard to cover these wide receivers for 4 to 5 to 6 seconds. A lot of big plays that you will see are not plays that were drawn up. All right, here's the timing. You're going to hit him. It's a 10-step post. Bam. We're going to hit him right there. The safety's going to come down on the dig, on the high-low op. He's going to chase, and we're going to hit the post behind him. That's totally different than saying, okay, well, we're going to hit the post behind him. Oh, it's not there. Here comes the pass rush. I make the pass rush miss. I extend the play. Now it's a scramble drill, which the offense works on a ton. The defense works on a little bit, but it's always different. And now it turns into jackpot. And that's scary as hell as a defensive guy. Not even counting zone read, not even counting Q power, which is scary as hell, not even counting having to put a spy on a guy, which takes a guy out of coverage, which leaves a hole, especially in zone. It just creates a lot of problems. And the more problems you create for the defense, the more solutions you have for the offense. And I think that's what you're going to see with Jimbo Fisher and the Aggies, at least at this point, heading into the season. Got a great show for you. Make sure you head over to Bet Online. We've got Billy Lucci, David Nuno, new hire from Texas. Excited about getting them on and talking a little bit about Media Day as well. Make sure you subscribe. Let's win the water cooler.